And in three, two, one. We're here with head volleyball coach at UVA Wise, Alyssa Hanley. Alyssa, thank you so much for being here. Previewing the matchup with Anderson on Friday. Let's start with a rewind to last night, Wednesday night against Southern Wesleyan. You guys have that 4-match road trip all in the sack. You go 2-2, win the first two, lose the last two, and then a bit of a break, a breather with Southern Wesleyan, and then on conference here at home. You had talked about the focus being the offense and trying to improve that because it went away a little bit on that road trip, especially in those last two losses to Newberry and Wingate. You absolutely got that from Kaylee Scares, a season high 18 kills for him. She hit 517 in the win. Had to feel good to see that offensive production come back.
Absolutely. It's always good when you see payoff from the things that you're focusing on in practice. And I think it kind of gave us the confidence boost that we needed after, our two losses against Wingate and Newberry. It was bound to happen. We struggled a little bit in certain areas offensively mostly, and, that shows in our stats. But those two teams are also very good defensively. So for us, it was just learning that, they're good defensive teams, but we have to do better offensively and really find the court and utilize the shots that we work on during practice. And so it was really good to see that last night come together. And, we were coming from all angles. We have multiple threats across the net, which is even better and opens up more seams for our hitters. And so I think we did a really good job putting into play what we worked on.
And kind of going off that point, one thing I found interesting was it was a couple of weeks ago before the road trip when I was at a practice and I asked you about one of the drills that you guys were doing as far as how it's scored. And you said it was the focus to go on runs and you're only going to win this drill if you can string 5, 6, 7 points in a row together. You guys did that last night against the Warriors. 17-4, you outscore them in the third set. Or in the second set, 17-3, you outscore them in the final 20 points in the third set, including that 10-0 run to end it. It seems like that drill was probably paying off a little bit for your team.
Yeah, I think so. At least that's what we hoped for. We've played most of the season point for point with teams, and I guess we just playing a lot of volleyball. I don't know, but we make it really difficult on ourselves playing point for point, and we're running out of subs really quickly when we're rotating every other ball. So we kind of decided as a coaching staff that was something that we needed to put emphasis on in practice. And I think it's just kind of got them kind of used to, okay, we have to string together a couple of points to get out of this drill or we're not moving on. And so it was good to see that again come together last night.
One thing I've noticed in watching this team this year is your ability to pass the ball. And that's something you guys have worked on a lot, and you have been pretty good at it all season long. And it seems in large part due to Piper Sudduth and Lily Gutierrez, the two setters for you guys, both very similar in the stats, top 15 in the conference, each of them in assists per set. They both can serve really well. We'll add a little bit of defense. They've combined for almost 40 kills with those sneaky dumps over. It seems like at all times you're going to have a consistently good setter on the floor. For the fans at home, how helpful is that for your lineup and for your team, whether the offense or defense may be struggling on a given night, to know you have a good passer in the middle?
Extremely important. I do think, and I've said this before to other people, that our setters are more equal than any other setters on one team that we've played, not just in the conference, but that we've played in general. It's really difficult to find two setters that are that evenly matched. And so that definitely is an advantage to us and to our hitters. Sometimes for teams, you might have a setter that's better at defense, but maybe struggles a little bit more with setting and her connections with her hitters. And so you might get stuck in certain rotations, and that can kind of be your downfall in a set or in a game. So for us, it's really nice to know that no matter what rotation we start in, we're going to be fine. Those setters are so evenly matched, and it's really worked for us because we're not big enough really to run a 5-1, Could we do it? Yes. I don't think it's the better option for us right now in our size. So to have to run a 6-2 to have two setters that are that equal is a huge advantage.
And so looking ahead to Anderson, you guys get back in the conference schedule. They're a really good offensive team, second in the sack in both kills per set and hitting percentage as well. You guys are a really good defensive team, top 3 in the sack in digs per set, first in blocks per set. What kind of, advantages does that pose where you match up well with what they do well?
Yeah, I think it'll make for an interesting match. We are very solid defensively, and so I think we're gonna hopefully at least slow them down offensively, maybe lower that percentage a little bit more. But for us, you can't win if you don't score points. So at some point, we've got to find the court. And I know that they're also defensively a good team. So for us, it's going to be more about, play our game defensively, but what can we do offensively to find the court or at least get them out of system is going to be the focus, I think.
Well, we'll see how it all shakes out on Friday night. That's 6 p.m. here at the Pryor Center. Alyssa, thank you very much. We'll see you then.
Thanks.